What's up, everybody? Yes, indeed, I am back, people. What you think, man? OG was gonna miss. OG don't talk about it. He stays about it. I'm pulling up. Even if I ain't got nothing to chop it up about, man, I'll go bump my gums just to create a conversation with my subscribers, man. And that's just to show you guys that I appreciate you guys. You know what I'm saying? Um, I won't just talk about it. I will be about it. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people are they run this YouTube for, to make feria. Of course, everybody wants to make feria off, especially if you could do it off of social media. Absolutely, I want to make some feria off this too. But my primary source of income is through my online coaching, people. With my online coaching, that's the way I get paid. I do that full time. Prior to my online coaching, I was a full time truck driver. I have over 20 years under my belt of driving. I've told in the past too about my story how I got my truck driver's license. I had paroled from prison and went through a program called JTPA. My counselor was a homie from Hazard. He took me in. He saw the passion that I had for truck driving, because you got to keep in mind, back in them days, they frowned upon ex-convicts being truck drivers. You would have to get like a $1 million bond on you, and there's not going to be too many companies, probably hardly any at all, that would have did that for an individual that poses a supposed risk. Even though I can tell you right now, man, some of the hardest workers come out from doing time behind them walls, man, because it becomes instilled in us, how to work and value that dollar. So when we do get out, you know what I mean, we apply that hard work, and especially now that we're getting paid, decent money, I should say. But anyways, people, I have a lot of new subscribers. I appreciate you guys, man, all your support. Remember to like and subscribe. My channel is growing little by little. It's gonna grow until it chooses not to grow. I don't have no set target. I'll keep on pulling up to share content with you guys and touch on topics that you guys want me to touch on. I have no problem doing that. And for the new subscribers, I'm not here to down talk any other YouTube channel. I will not do that. I don't participate in that shit. You know what I'm saying? So don't expect that from my channel. I'll touch on things if you want to leave a comment down below. You know what I mean? I'll touch on it shortly and briefly, because all bullshit aside, man, all these people doing this fucking bullshit out there on YouTube, they don't even know each other. I mean, in person, they know each other from behind this camera. It's crazy. But like I said, I'm not gonna get caught up in this shit. So anyways, people, I'm gonna break this down to you guys, especially my new subscribers. I'm an online fitness coach. I do worldwide coaching. I have team members all around the world. And what I do with my program right here, the people that sign up with me, I help them break them limited beliefs. I put together a daily workout routine that comes along with videos on my personalized training app. We hop on a call with one another. We go over your fitness goals, and then I put together a nutritional plan for your lifestyle. You got to keep in mind, a lot of failed diets are the ones that aren't sustainable. And the reason is because most people, something ends up coming up, an event, and then they want to make this drastic change in their life. And it's really hard, especially for somebody that isn't disciplined with doing something like that. They derail, and then they fail at what they're trying to accomplish. So with my program, I put together a nutritional program for you. I start you off with mine. Okay, let's get this clear, because we had an individual that he thought he was going to come in here and start reinventing the wheel. That's not the way it works, because if you knew what you were doing, you would have been on your own. You would have never reached out to me. But so what I do is I put together that perfect nutrition plan for you that I track daily to make sure that you're following it. And as you progress in your plan, whether it be a 3-month, 6-month, or 1-year plan, we make adjustments. We start incorporating other foods that you would prefer. And when you do incorporate them, I will bring to your attention the reason why it's not a very good idea to do it. You can, if you're disciplined, such as myself. I could eat any food out there and I'm not going to derail. Why? Because I am very disciplined at what I do, and I have a lot of willpower to keep on pushing and staying dialed in. And the reason I do that as well is because, I got to set examples for my team members. Because if I trip and fall, my team members are going to fall with me. So that shit ain't happening. It's the same thing the way I applied myself when I was doing time behind the walls. I represented a certain lifestyle, and I have to hold myself accountable. I wasn't one of them individuals that like to goof off and horseplay and all that. I mean, to each his own. At the end of the day, that wasn't me. I stood professional through all my terms. And did whatever what was expected of me. I didn't get high. Well, I guess one time I smoked a leño, but back in my day, the leños were so small, it's like the size of a toothpick. Me and the homie, he was doing all day. One day I might be able to put up a couple pictures with certain individuals, but maybe, man, I don't think that was a wise idea. But I mean, if they ask me to, because there's still some individuals that I am in contact with, if they want to share it on Instagram, it's all good, I will. But until then, nah, I won't. But anyways, people, yeah, with my program for my new subscribers, I know I went rambling off a little bit, but that's what I do. I build you a daily workout routine. It comes with videos, and I'm able to watch you through my personalized training app. With access to my personalized training app, you will have access to hundreds of different workouts, and you will be able to incorporate them to the workout plan that I put together for you, or you could build you a side one to do on the side. It's entirely up to you. At the beginning, I'm gonna insist that you do the workouts that I set up for you, unless it is impossible because you lack working out equipment or whatever it may be. That's when we make adjustments. And it goes the same thing with the nutrition. I get you dialed in, I build you meals, I send you over some meals with the total breakdown, the measurements and everything. And keep in mind, everything plays a role. So when I build you your workouts, I build you exactly how many sets you're supposed to do for every workout, how many repetitions you're supposed to do, and how long your rest period is supposed to be in between. Now you got to keep in mind, a lot of people don't understand this. The reason why a lot of people destroy their testosterone levels is because they overkill it. They overkill it at the gym. Okay, so that will decrease testosterone levels. You create an effect in your body. Okay, and that's what interferes with your testosterone and your growth. So very important to have the correct amount of rest in between sets. Now, if you want to build testosterone, I would recommend doing some HIIT exercises, because it promotes muscle synthesis, and eating high quality red meats. Because naturally over time our testosterone levels will break down, but you could slow it by taking care of yourself, and that's where I come into play. Like I said, I mean, you could take a look at me. I'm going on 54 years old. I'm in the best shape of my life, and what you see is what you get, baby. You know what I mean? Behind this screen and what you see in real life in front of you is the same person. I don't sugarcoat shit for anybody, and I don't put extra salsa on the tacos. So, in other words, for those of you that don't understand that term, what I just said, that figure of speech, is I don't pump shit up. I'm not going to. There's no reason to do that. And there's been many living examples here on social media. individuals that portray themselves as being something that they really aren't, and they get their bubbles busted, they get their covers pulled, and now they're looking for every reason to cover up why they did what they did. Certain things that come on here and certain things that are spoken on, you can't take back, man. There ain't no fixing that. For those of you that know, you know the individuals that are out there doing that, And it's not like I follow these individuals either. It's just I follow a few individuals, and I see it when they're doing reactions on that. And, some of my subscribers ask me to touch on it. And that's what I do. For an example, here we go. Before I go on to this, touch on this, if you guys want to get started with your fitness journey and get the best results, I'm telling you right now, guaranteed with the bulletproof blueprint, you need to reach out to me. You send me an email at highpowerfitness@yahoo.com, or you could send me a message through Instagram on High Power Fitness. Send me a message. I'll accept your request. You know what I mean? I'll go as following you and everything. We'll jump on the horn. For those of you that don't know what the horn is, the phone. You know what I'm saying? That little thing that you guys are always on, and we'll get you going, man. And if you're struggling financially, I do in-house financing. I carry the loan for you, and basically your word will be your credit. Okay, so whatever payment plan we come up to that works for your budget is what I expect from you. If you're going to be late on a payment, I expect you to reach out to me and let me know, because I will not go chasing you for a payment. You'll have full access to my workout program with all the benefits. You'll have full action to my nutritional library and my fucking exercise library. So you'll have everything incomplete. But anyways, people. So someone was asking me about an individual, and I really don't want to touch on it. I mean, I can, you know what I mean? But keep in mind, I'm not down talking this other individual, because I will never do that. From what I see, this individual, matter of fact, I'm not even going to put his name out there, supposedly sent a subliminal to Raza. In other words, warning us or something like that. I haven't seen the video, but this one individual I spoke on it, and and they're pretty good at their where they get their information from. Their resources are really how should I say? They have a really dedicated crowd of subscribers that follow them, and so they have the intel. Let's just say that. So, anyways, what do I think about this individual sending subliminals? Actually, from what I've seen, I wouldn't even think that this cat would send a subliminal, especially the way he came down on that one individual that I spoke upon. And, I never expected that thing to go out on the social media the way it did, I call shit how I see it, people. You know what I mean? I keep it short and sweet. I don't try to pump shit up. I'm not going to try to stir the pot. I'm not going to keep going with topics on shit. There's enough people out here in this YouTube world that touches on all that bullshit. I'm here to promote health and fitness awareness, and help people break limited beliefs, from being a renter to a homeowner. I know the process, so I will help individuals, because I've been through the struggles. But anyways, back to the individual, the one that was supposedly mouthing off. All I know, this individual is very vocal, so I would see no thing for him sending a subliminal. If you're an individual that feels threatened by subliminals, from my thoughts, that just shows signs of a weak person, because an individual that shoots subliminals is basically dry snitching on themselves. They're wanting to be rescued from having to take action on the subliminals that they're putting out there. That's the way I look at it. Why would you go and warn somebody and give them the heads up when you need to put action to use on an individual that you dislike? You know, it doesn't make no sense. I mean, when we go to war behind them walls, we don't warn the next faction. We go off. Dale gas, baby. That's what we do. You know, this ain't no fucking football game. You know what I mean? Hey, we're playing you next week, fool. It doesn't work that way, people. So anyways, so that's my thought on that individual. This individual is a well-known YouTuber. You guys are more than likely going to know who I'm talking about. As a matter of fact, I'm going to say who he is, okay? Mr. Wack 100. I don't know who that cat is. All I know is he's very vocal. You know what I mean? That's all I really have to say about that cat. As far as him sending subliminals, I wouldn't see him sending any subliminals. He's a very outspoken individual. Why would he have to send subliminals? He speaks his mind, and you know that's the way it should be. You know, depending where you come from and what background you come from. Some of us were not allowed to behave in a certain manner. And for those of you that know, you know, it's just like when we take them walks to the medical office and we're getting called out our names and spit on by, you know, them other individuals, and you guys know who I'm talking about. We pay them no attention because we hold ourselves to a professional level. Some may call it weak, this and that, but you know what I'm saying? We hold our composure. As far as the individual that one time that he called out his name, you know, okay, he has every excuse why he sat back and didn't do anything. But from what I call it like I see it, you know, oh boy, he peed on himself, and now I hear that they're buddies again and using the word unk, this and that. That's some weird shit. But anyways, old boy threw a stone in a glass house. You can't take that back. I know someone called me out my name. It's on, baby. You know what I mean? There ain't no forgive and forget. There's certain things in life you can't turn that can't turn a cold shoulder to, you know. Especially you're from a neighborhood. How's that gonna look? And I'm coming from the neighborhood I come from. My neighborhood is very well respected. I don't want to be that person. No way. You know. Like I said, I come from a big family from my neighborhood. All my history's in my neighborhood. Born and raised. For those of you that know, you already know. But anyways, people. So anyways, I'm going to bring this video to an end because I'm not going to touch on that anymore. But as far as the subliminal thing, yeah, I don't think old boy's sending subliminals out there. He's very vocal. He would get on this YouTube shit and speak his mind. I've seen other clips of him where he does it. You know what I mean? What do I think about him? I don't think about him. You know what I mean? He's just another individual on YouTube getting that bag. You know what I mean? The bag's there for everybody. Do your thing, man. Get that bag. Get paid. Why not? If it's there, shoot for it. But anyways, people, video ending right now. So if you're ready to level up and take it to that next level, or just lose them unwanted pounds so you could get into a smaller dress size, smaller waistline size, smaller t-shirt, you guys already know, man. Shoot me an email at highpowerfitness@yahoo.com or send me a message through Instagram. My Instagram is high_power_fitness_. I got my little blue check mark, so if there's any other fakes out there, if there's any fakes, my bad. So I'm a real motherfucker. If there's any fakes out there, look for the blue check mark, people. So far, I haven't had any problems with that, but you know, you just never know. So anyways, people, you guys already know, man. Time to get up and get yours. Stop talking about it. It's time to be about it. It's not a puzzle. It is not hard to figure out. Bite down on your pride and ego and reach out to somebody, whether it be me or the next coach. It's your choice, your feria, your health. I guarantee, though, on my program, I will get you results. Now, with that being said, get up and get yours. Let's do this.